The first bank of Dukesborough's current proprietor, Master Williams Bogart. Master Williams, a second-generation banker, descended from a long line of very humble knights, with Sir Herschel Bogart, his great-grandfather, making most of the family's prestige and fortune through the spoils of war and ransom, but eventually losing a large amount of the riches he had accumulated when he was in turn captured, imprisoned, and held for ransom himself, with most of their family's money and wealth depleted from paying off his ransom and for his safe return, and also due to the long periods of time of peace following shortly after, without wars or skirmishes left to fight in and pillage. The Bogart family, with few to no other means to make money to sustain their lavish lifestyle, would then force the career knight to search for other lucrative avenues to fill his coffers. Sir Herschel Bogart would find many very profitable endeavors, but none he favored more than the high-stakes investment of money lending. The business of lending on interest and collateral would prove to be even more profitable than imagined, so much so that the Bogarts would completely abandon the risky life of the career knight for the more suitable and stable life of a banker. After the eventual death of Sir Herschel, his son Frederick would inherit the business and begin plans to centralize the business practice in one populated location. Soon after securing a plot within the walls of the newly erected city, the first bank of Dukesbrough was founded, and is now one of the oldest and most lucrative businesses that can be found within the city. Today, Master William Bogart manages and oversees the day-to-day operations of the bank, and upholds the same business integrity of his father and forefathers. The Bogart's business practices has always been to loan money to any man, regardless of circumstances, be it lord or serf, as long as an agreement on interest and collateral could be made, with their preferred form of collateral being the official deed to livestock, fields, to even castles or manor houses, in which, if the borrower defaulted and did not pay back on his loan on the set agreed upon time, the deed in turn would become the property of the banker. Alright guys, and welcome back, and I hope you guys all enjoyed that time lapse. As you can see, we are right outside the bank, Bogart's Bank, or the first bank of Dukesbrough, however you prefer to say it, it's all good. But I have to say, I'm really loving how this building is turning out. I think it's a nice contrast between the colors and texture palettes, and also some of the little details around the roof here with the oxidized copper block. I've noticed Vigoman likes to use this block quite often to add some nice contrast as well. And it really does work with the build to make it feel and look a little bit more fancy and distinguished, and as a building of this stature should be. I mean, it is the bank, so there you have it. And it will be a style that I will implement quite often when it does come to the nicer, richer kinds of buildings throughout the city. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the interiors of the bank. There is a lot to see. The interiors are divided into 3 floors, 4 floors if you include the cellar where the kitchen is located. And so the first floor would consist of where the banking is actually takes place, and then the floor above that is like this dining solar area, and then the third floor would consist of sleeping accommodations. But anyways, let's go ahead and check this build out. Stepping inside, right off to the side here we have this little cozy little sitting area, and then right in front of us we have where the banker or the teller would sit right behind this wall here. And basically you would whenever you wanted a loan as a customer, you would come in here, you would have your documentation, you would have your collateral up, and then the banker would have it appraised and maybe even sign off on it. And once that's all done, you're all squared away and the banker feels your collateral is good, you would come right here to pick up your funds that the bank would be loaning you. And I really wanted this place to feel kind of fancy and kind of rich, and so hopefully that carries through. And we have this other little duplicate sitting area right here as well in the corner. And now we do have this bronze reinforced door, I like to look at it as, and that's obviously there so no one can just easily kick down a wooden door. So we have a kind of a stronger door right here because it does lead into the bank where money and the bankers and the tellers are. So they, their safety is important. So anyways, back here we have the actual bank. As you can see, we have a lot of storage area that documents are stored. We have this desk here. We have this little desk there, right there, where there's some documents, maybe they're deeds that are signed that needs to be stowed away. I just wanted this area to really feel business type and just really busy, and you could kind of visualize that business is going on here and stuff like that. And so I'm really happy with how this turned out. We have this little book, this little ledger there, keeping track of our customers, our clients that owe us money, and the dates that they need to pay their money back to the bank, or their deed will be confiscated, and all that good stuff. So yeah, we just have a lot of stuff going on around here. We have this really big chest right here. Whoops, go ahead and destroy that. Now we have this big chest right there where maybe some money is kept for some quick money exchanges and stuff like that. And then we have this nice little stairway that leads up to the next floor. But first, we're going to go ahead and check out the cellars area where the kitchen is located. And now I want to make one thing clear real quick. This is just more like of a holiday home that the banker stays in. He doesn't live here throughout the whole year. This is just where he stays when he's on business. And so it's kind of decorated and accommodated for that. But here we just have a cellar where we have wines and maybe some beers stored for our banker when he is living here. And then if we open this door here, we go down into the kitchen, and where his kitchen staff would work for him and create meals. We have this nice stove here that's have some stuff cooking. We have some storage up top there. We have some shelving there, and just some little tables around where food is obviously being prepared. It's not too spacious, but again, it doesn't need to be a huge kitchen either. And so that's that. We're gonna go ahead and move on. And now we're gonna go ahead and head up and make our way to the dining / solar area of the home. And as you can see, very fancy up here. Lots of little details all around the room. Again, I really wanted this to feel like a lord's dining hall or dining room. It's very fancy. They have this nice spread on the table here. They have lots of nice, beautiful furnishings and furniture around, as you can see. We have some nice rugs on the ground, our animal hides. We have this little sitting area here. And of course, we have this nice fireplace that's embellished with some nice carved wood. Yes, very fancy. I really think I hit it on the nail with this room. It really came out really nice. But moving on, we come to this little kind of open kind of sitting area. Again, wanted to just add things to make it feel more fancy and stuff. We have this bronze, I forget this particular door, but it's a bronze door, and this door leads to a very special room. Go ahead and open it. And now, as you can see, there's lots of documentations. There's lots of little Easter eggs in this room as well. We'll probably go through some of them. As you can see, one of them is this crown here, that sword up there on the wall. And way at the top, there's a little teddy bear, as you can see, and there's some lore behind that. Because again, our banker will loan money on collateral and stuff, and maybe a king or a lord came to him and needed some money, and all he had that was of value was his crown. So that's what he loaned him, his crown, for some money. And if he pays back that loan with interest, he'll get his crown back. And if not, the banker is the new owner of a crown. And again, same thing with this knight's helmet here. Maybe a knight put up his prize helmet for collateral and such and so on. And all these documents you see are deeds to property and stuff like that. So he has to keep this room safeguarded, and that's why it's behind a reinforced door. And we have this little teddy bear again there. Maybe a little child needed some money, and the banker showed pity on him and, took his teddy bear as collateral and gave him his money and stuff. So again, he doesn't discriminate against who he will loan money to. If you have the collateral that you can put up, then he would be happy to loan you your funds that you may need. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny and kind of neat to just add something like that in. But anyways, there's nothing much else to say about this room. It's just, again, a very important room where a lot of very important documents and possessions is just stored and kept safeguarded and whatnot. So moving on, we're gonna go ahead and head up to the sleeping area of the house. And now we come to, again, another little lobby. Again, very fancy, nice painting on the wall, nice area just to sit. And then moving into this area, sort of a bonus room or extra solar kind of area where the banker can come, and when he has certain guests over, maybe they come right in this little area and they have some drinks and play some games before they wind down for the night. And now if we go in through here by opening these doors, we come into this area where it sort of doubles as a bedroom and as a bathroom area. Again, this is not the banker's actual home. This is like a vacation home. And so it doesn't have private rooms other than the banker's own private room that we'll get to. So when he has guests over, depending on how many guests he's accommodating, we have those two sleeping areas there. And then in this corner of the room here, we just have where the banker or his guests can take a nice fancy bath. As you can see, lots of fancy potions and jars and perfumes around to accommodate that bath and just make it more enjoyable for his guests and for himself. And then a little Easter egg we have here is this, well, maybe not an Easter egg because it's not really hidden, but we do have this bird cage here where I like to look at it as it's a falcon in there, and again, a falcon would be a sign of prestige amongst the rich upper class, and so that's just his way of kind of bragging and saying, look what I have hanging here and stuff like that. And then of course, opening this door, we come into the banker's private little bedroom. Looking up, you can kind of see the roof. I really did my best to try to create a cool roof that makes sense, and I really love how the roof turned out. It's really nice, really fancy, and it works really well, I think. So of course, the banker has a nice bed there, a big desk here where he has some documents and some other things on it of interest. Again, another desk here, lots of desks with lots of documents and deeds and perhaps. And then he has a nice fireplace there, some chests where he stores some valuables. There's some keys hanging up there, so maybe some really important money is kept in there or documents, who knows. And then a sword rack is kept right there by his bed if he has to hop out of bed and grab a sword and defend himself for whatever reason may be. There you have it there. And so that's that. And so you guys, that's the tour of Bogart's bank. There is a lot more little details that we're not going to go through or look at because I just wanted the video to be, kind of quick. I don't want to take too much time, spend too much time on every little thing that's possibly could be checked out. But thank you guys for joining me in this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it all the same. I really do my best to try to create an immersive atmosphere for you guys. And so, again, I hope you guys enjoy that. But in the next episode, we're going to be working on the Golden Goose Inn. And now we already do have one inn in Westborough, but this will be the Midborough Inn, and this will be a more fancier, more posh inn for our richer clientele to enjoy. And so I hope you guys join me back for that. It's going to be real cool, and hopefully we'll have some interesting lore to go along with it as well. Once again, guys, thanks again for joining me in this episode, and until next time, I bid you a farewell.